One of the most unique and beautiful basketball courts of all time has to be the one in TD Garden, which was formerly the Boston Garden. The first thing you think of in that arena is the parquet wood. It's something that can't be replicated and catches everyone's attention when you walk to your seats. Deep down, there's been a lot of history and legends made on that court. Now, showcasing that on some shoes, even better. Hey everyone, it's Austin Torma, also known as Jar Customs. Thank you so much for tuning in on this video. It's a highly requested one that you don't want to miss. Over a year ago, I made these Boston-inspired Jordan 1s. A part on the shoe that struck people was my application of the parquet wood. Going into this design, I knew I wanted to do something completely different from what I've seen before. My client at the time wanted me to actually apply a parquet wood, like literally wood. And I said, boss, I can't do that. I can paint it and it'll look damn near just like parquet wood. Sure enough, he had no doubt that I was gonna nail this design. So let me go in depth with how to apply a parquet wood design on your guys' shoes. Everyone went bananas with the Celtics pair I did, and all your guys' feedback was overwhelmingly amazing. There's a ton of wood effects that you can apply, and there's a good handful of artists that have done that in the past. Artists just like Jesus Customs, Sab 1, Wally Champ, and True Blue Customs. Now it's a design that looks absolutely amazing, but it takes a good amount of time to complete. I believe this effect can be done on multiple silhouettes, but it can be easily done incorrectly. You don't want to make it too big or too small, and depending on your layout on the shoes, you want some type of connection with the other elements that you implement. So how do we get this effect on the shoes? Well, let's take a deeper look and dive right in. Here's 4 main points that I'm going to go over today. Depths of colors. Start with the main color. Work on creating a foundation of what main color occurs within the wood. The one I found overall was this beige buttermilk color that corresponds to the plain the sand from Andrus Direct. We can move on to creating separation with the different hues that happen in each and every single rectangle. From that point on, we can select in different areas the more colors that occur. I found colors that were like browns, pinks, and oranges away from the base color that will help create separation. Overall, there was 9 to 12 vivid colors that'll be able to create all of that separation. Another option is that after the main color is applied, hit some random spots with your airbrush on the shoes with the vivid colors that you found. Once the colors are all applied, go in with those brown tones to create more separation. Let's move on to the next step, which is dimensions. Next, we have to apply each and every rectangle that's going on all over the parquet wood. Within those rectangles are parallel lines with different shades and contrast in each and every single one. Yes, every single one of those will be painted. Now keep in mind, we don't want to make them too big or too small. So we have to make the appropriate sizes and keep it as geometrical as possible. The geometrical shape has to be symmetrical all over the painted panels on the shoes. I made the rectangles about 1.5 inches by 1 because of the size of the shoes I was working on. So make sure you make the right choice with how it will turn out. You don't want to have to restart the whole process again. I made these stencils of the parallel lines to keep everything the same. That way those shapes within don't get out of line. Once I found the area to start the first rectangle, I would mask around the stencil so I can reuse it moving on to the next one. Or you can also make tons of rectangles or parallel lines and just go from there. Masking off those other areas helped because I didn't want to interfere with the paint I laid down already, and also the rectangles that were finished. Everything was aligned perfectly because of my time. Now I know this is a lot of information to take in, but I believe this is going to be the most important step. As an artist, you've heard the phrase, don't rush an artist, because the work that you apply yourself to do takes time. Your first time doing this will take a while, but you got to trust the process and the outcome. I had to be patient because going in, I knew this was going to be a time consumer. Each rectangle that I did took approximately 30 minutes. You're probably thinking, 30 minutes? 30 minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes. I mean, when you apply yourself to do a good job, you gotta apply yourself to do the absolute best job. But I would have to say, using a heat gun after you lay down the first base coats will be a time saver. In between those colors, I had to swap them out through my airbrushes every time. There was 3 different airbrushes that I used so the process can go by quicker. I recommend using more than one, just so it's more of a time savior. Moving forward, I had to remove the fluid cap so I can add the paint into the airbrush easier. That was just because I didn't want to waste a ton of paint during the whole process. The specific dark tones was ran through only one airbrush, so I didn't have to clean out it every time. Cleaning them out took quite some time because again I had to use about 9 to 12 different colors. That wasn't including the dark tones. I used Q-tips and airbrush cleaner to clean them out thoroughly, and there was a lot of Q-tips used, and I mean a lot. The complexity of this design took a lot out of me, but the timing overall felt like it was never going to end. But I knew sticking my best foot forward kept me in the race to create a legendary piece. Patience is key, my dudes. The last step in this process is finish. Finally, you want the quality of the paint job to look as factory as possible overall. Once you apply yourself to do the best job, that quality will work its way to what you're looking for. One thing I wanted to point out, well, actually 2 things I wanted to point out, is the dark tones and the glossy finish. You've heard me discuss dark tones within the rectangles a handful amount of times in this video, and you have to utilize that part to really make the effect come alive. That sets everything up to settle the overall theme. Now the court itself is very shiny. I'm sure if you were to step on that court, you'd probably see your own damn reflection. That brought to my attention that I needed to nail this part to finally finish these off. You can use Angelus Direct's 4 coat or Liquid Kick's top coat, high gloss edition, to get that shiny finish. Apply it with a paintbrush that has wide bristles like this half angular brush. You can use an airbrush too, but I believe using a paintbrush is just better because depending on your design and layout, you don't want that to affect what else is going on. I think that part will separate what I did in the Celtics pair. Like we have the jersey effect that's completely matte, and then we have the Parquet wood that's glossy. But I think using a paintbrush is overall better. And once you do that 1 or 2 times, it should end up like this. Achieving this dynamic design really made my hard work pay off. And shout out to the homie Matthew from Kicks R Us for sewing in the bass bow swooshes for me. Obviously that was the cherry on top of this whole project. My guy is killing it right now, so go follow him and support his art journey. Man, if you made it this far in this video, I really do appreciate it. Hopefully today's video was packed with a lot of information that will improve your skills as an artist. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I always appreciate you guys tuning in on my videos on YouTube. I know I don't post as much, but I'm really wanting to post more, and by doing that, your support is very valid. We're almost at 1,000 subs here on YouTube. That's crazy, man. I've been on this YouTube page for years, and I've been just itching getting that 1,000 mark. But man, if we get there, man, I'm doing a giveaway, and you know what? I'm gonna give away some shoes to that one lucky fan. So continue to look forward to more videos, and please subscribe to my channel and so we can grow the community. Until next time, Servin Up Sole, we're out.